I had the pleasure last week of going to North Wilkesboro Speedway. There's a lot of renovation going on there. One of the most talked about projects for this upcoming season on the NASCAR circuit is the bringing back to life of that track where we last raced Cup cars in 1996. And Jeff Hammond, I know you've been instrumental in all of this. They have a great deal of work done, but they have a great deal to do.
You know about that.
Yes,
I mean, you understand that because you've been up there and looked at it. But yet, folks, I promise you this. Steve Swift, Ronald Queen, Jessica Fickinger, everybody that's involved with the racetrack, currently, whether it's construction or upcoming events, associated with All-Star Week, they're going to be ready. These gals and guys, are you talking about being committed? I have talked to them literally inside of some of the buildings late in the evening, call and check with Ronald, and he's got him and his crew in there working inside a suite or a building that's getting renovated, and it's 9 o'clock going on 10 o'clock at night. They are committed 7 days a week to get it done. They have brought extra crews in. Folks, it will be done. And the thing is, when you see it, it will be a jaw-dropping moment. I promise you.
The last time we had Steve Swift on the show, he called in from, I think it was Pit Road, with heavy equipment beeping in the background. So we saw just how much they work around the clock, no matter what, other obligations they have going on. They've got a deadline to meet, and they're going to meet it.
Well, Brad Gillie and I are scheduled to do some of the public address work there. Brad, I was able to check out the booth. I think we're going to be able to see the track.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, it is.
Last year when you and I went actually for the Cars Tour race, I thought it was a lot of fun. And that was my first experience ever having gone to North Wilkesboro Speedway. And I thought what was really neat, to me, that track looks so much bigger on television. But when you're there, I mean, it is a true short track in every single sense of the word. You can see everything the way it's laid out. But some of the images that have come out of there, with the paving of the infield, the pit road, the walls, things that Jeff Hammond mentioned, hand-painted signs. I'm thinking, Doug, maybe you and I might need to get into character just a little bit. Maybe we need one of those old school, kind of big silver ribbon microphones or whatever it might be. And, we can look the traditional part as well.
I thought you were going to ask me to dress in bib overalls. So.
Is there something wrong with that?
As long as
do you
white.
have a problem with that?
I grew up on a dairy farm.
Okay.
I have never worn a pair of bib overalls in my life.
You don't plan to start now?
And I'm too far along to start.
You know what? Challenge.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not taking it.
Challenge not
Fine.
accepted.
Yeah, no.
Come on.
I'm good in life with that being something that I've missed. On all these surveys, 25 things that you've done. Well, wearing bibs has never been one of them. I have worn a bib.
Well, sure.
Because, you don't eat lobster without one. But
Well, and you were a baby once.
yeah, once. many millennia ago. But I folks, it's going to be a treat, I think. They're going to pack the place. They're selling a standing room only infield tickets. They have gotten a great deal done. And the best part about this reclamation project is they're keeping the character of the place.
I think that the coolest thing about the All-Star Race is like the excitement that it generates, right? Every year there's excitement, but it feels different this year. Like we talked last week to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and his crew chief, Mike Kelly, and one of the things that his crew chief said was like, the first thing I thought of was, we're going to get to race at North Wilkesboro. Like just that excitement, even from the competitors, I think is like so palpable,
It is. And the thing is, when you think about all the All-Star events, I was in the first one here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and it was wonderful. It really was. But then we got a little bit more ambitious, and we changed a few things up and did it under lights. Well, this time we're going to be going to North Wilkesboro for the first short track All-Star event. Now, to me, that is his history being made. Not only the fact of returning to North Wilkesboro, but running an All-Star event on a half-mile track. Man, this is going to be, unbelievable.
Should be a lot of fun.
It should be.
Doug, you know a lot of people over there at North Wilkesboro. When you were there, did you get any insider information on when we might hear a format announcement?
If they're, I don't think they've even gotten that far.
Yeah.
I honestly, because normally in the normal process of cooking that up, it takes place about a month out.
Yeah.
And they'll noodle on it and they'll come up with it. Brad, I don't think they need to do anything wacky. I think the racetrack's going to be the star, and I think if you do inversions and all of this craziness, that you'll distract from the event.
You know, I know one year at Charlotte we had where certain drivers, you know, the bottom 5 or whatever it was, were eliminated after each round. I'd almost kind of be an advocate for that, sort of like a Survivor type deal. And I will say this, you know, it is an all-star race. You should not be able to make it into victory lane unless you have the paint from another car on one of your bumpers. That should be a requirement that it gets physical.
I was watching a pre-race show before the Auto Club Speedway, and Darrell Waltrip was on there, and Rusty and a few other folks, and they were talking about the All-Star race at Charlotte when Rusty Wallace wrecked Darrell Waltrip. You were Waltrip's crew chief then. Did you punch anybody or get punched in that big fight, Jeff Hammond? Now, the statute of
I was going to say, the statute of limitations are gone.
Or anything, everything is on the table. We can go back and look at video if we have to. So, did you punch anybody?
Yes, I did.
I was going to say, by the look on his face,
yes, I
I'm thinking
did.
the answer is yes.
He is so red, folks.
Well, I mean,
like
I've never admitted it on a public address system like PRN radio that, I hit somebody. I had somebody by the throat.
Yeah.
So, I was getting ready to hit them. So it's like, it's the moment, folks. It really is. And all-star events bring out the best and the worst in all of us.
All right. And this is a guy that wrestles cows to the ground.
That's
so
right.
I'm not going to fight you ever. All right, coming up, Brandon Hutchison saying, please bring some sanity to the show. He's the GM at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He's coming up next.